Good morning, it's Saxon here from Tailor, Australia. We're on the Central Coast today at my local lake. Just going to be doing some flats fishing. So I'm going to try out some new TD blacks. In the range from Daiwa, we've got the Drunken Monkey and the Sugar Pop. So on the Sugar Pop, we'll be throwing a little slippery dog for some topwater whiting, some brim. And on the Drunken Monkey, we've got a little grub, and we'll just be cycling through a few different type of plastics today. Quite shallow what we're fishing today, so if you notice in the box we've got a lot of lighter jig heads, got a couple of plastics there rigged up already, and a few more topwater lures. So we'll probably go try to find a little bit of a hole off a flat at the moment because the tide's running out. So whatever's feeding off those flats into a little bit deeper hole, hopefully we can find some fish sitting there. Go target them, see how we go. So one thing with this form of fishing is very visual and spotting the sandbanks, the weed edges, the deeper channels. So a little tip is Google Earth. If you jump on, have a look at the satellite images around all these coastal flats and coastal lagoons, you can really pinpoint where you're going to fish, where it's going to be safe to walk, nice and shallow. So yeah, good tip. Slippery dog on here, 65, new green colour, it's awesome. Works really well. Little assist hooks on it. Let's have a go. So just walking out, there's a bit of a drop off here. So the channel and the way the tide runs out will push everything up onto these flats. So the bait fish will get pushed up onto these flats, but then the predators will hang in this deep little hole. So we're going to fish right at the edge. Another little tip, if you've got a deep drop off, don't walk right to the edge, because funnily enough the fish will actually see and they get spooked and can shut down sometimes. So just stay a couple of meters back, stop your shadow going in the hole, stop the ripples from your walking going in the hole, and yeah, it's a good little tip as well. So this lake is plagued by these things, the tailor. They just swarm around here and absolutely harass the bait fish. And you end up losing a lot of gear to these things. Got nasty little teeth on them. You do not want to get bitten. But yeah, there we go. Lots of these in here. You can see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but what are we? Shin deep here, and it's probably waist deep in there, and it's just loaded with kelp that's been washed in. Trying to fish as slow as we can, so with a light jig head. All I'm trying to do is keep it out of the weed. So the fish should be just cruising along top of the weed, eating any little bait fish or lots of prawns in here. So any prawns. So all we're doing is just trying to keep in contact with the line, contact with the lure, and just keeping it off the weed and not get snagged. And in a minute we'll go and walk. See if we can find a spot with a bit less weed, hopefully. Oh, that was a good hit. Oh, again. Probably another tailor. A micro tailor. We're off to a good start. Yeah, good thing with these bait junkies is they're that stretchy and durable that even these things don't go through them. Oh. Something a little bigger. This thing come off the bottom and smashed it. Because I'm using 6 pound here, I'm trying to not put too much hurt on it. It's another bigger tailor. Hopefully it doesn't bite me off. Hooked him under the chin. So although they're an absolute pain, they're pretty fun. It's a little bit better one. So you just smash that bait junkie. Another thing to check is continually check your leader, because that's absolutely smashed now. I'm quite lucky I didn't lose that fish. So I'm going to cut that off and retie so I don't lose the next one. Just really watch your fingers here. It's handy to have a set of pliers, because you do not want to get bitten. There we go. Another nice tailor, but yeah, the teeth on these things are insanely sharp. A bit worried putting my fingers near it. Really smoked my leader. He chewed it up pretty good. So what we're going to do is cut and retie. If you haven't been on YouTube, I just did a little video with Dyra about a couple of knots that I use quite a bit. So I like to tie a loop knot in this situation with soft plastics, just because it allows the lure to sink a lot more naturally. Also, any off-cuts of line, stick in your pocket or your bag. Don't leave them in the water. So loop knot again, jump on the YouTube and have a look. It's on the Dyra page. It's just quite simple. Just a granny knot through the eye, if I can get it. Back through the granny knot once. Pinch the loop. 1, 2, 3. Back through the center of both loops and pull it tight. And that's it. Just allows that lure, when you're working it, to look real natural. So walking around, it's always a good idea, obviously, to keep your eyes out for stingrays, but also, if you can see here, flathead lies. So flathead, when they're lying on these sandbanks, waiting to ambush whatever they're eating, they leave an imprint, they sort of bury in the sand. So not sure if you can see on the camera, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. So 7, 8. Tells me it's some time of the day or night they've been up here. So that's a good sign. Well, that's a flathead, I think. Oh, you bastard. That was a flatty. It's just a little bit late on the strike on that one. We'll come up tight. I think we got a flathead on here. Yep. Do you have lip grips somewhere? So again, really light line here, so trying to keep his head in the water as best I can. Got some lip grips. Try to get them. Oh, no. He's not happy. Come on. Open your mouth. There we go. That was a nice little flathead friend here. Lovely colours on him. So one thing with these guys, and especially when they start to get bigger, is supporting them when you're lifting them up. So I've used lip grips here because they got really sharp teeth and your thumbs get shredded, jamming your thumb in their mouth. So yeah, just supporting him as best we can. It's a bit hard when you're walking around in the flats, but a lot of times I carry a net and that just makes it a little bit easier. So with the lip grips as well, it's just quite easy to get them back in the water, give them a bit of a swim, and then let them go. So try to look after our fish as best we can. So I'll let this one go now, and he'll probably just sit right there for a minute. You can see, once he buries himself back in the sand, which he'll do a bit later, how camouflaged he is. But this is generally what you see when you're walking along the flats. You shoot off like that. So there he goes. Again, right here, there's just flathead lies all over the shop. So I'm just going to keep casting, and you can see how close we are to the shore. Just going to punch a few more casts up here. There's probably be another one lying somewhere. I'm just going to do a quick lure change here. Fishing a little bit deeper water. These curltail grubs really waft down, so they're great for the shallows, or if I had a heavier jig head on, they'd be really good for this. But instead, I'm just going to change it out to a little flick, which I've got a couple in here pre-rigged. So here's this guy here. eye presentation on it, it's amazing. And there's a fish, I think it's a tailor. Just took it on the drop. Oh, these little flicks are just a great presentation of a little bait. It's actually a brim. So there we go, called that one wrong. These guys love the colour of this water. And I actually love these lures, so absolutely nailed it. So yeah, see if we can get a bit bigger one hopefully. With these new flicks, they've got like a spade or a shovel shape on their tail. So a very slim profile. But when they fall through the water column, they really catch the water and impart a really good action. It's not too crazy. And I find a lot of the time when the fish are a little bit spooky, like they're not this morning, but when they're a little bit spooky or a little bit shut down, subtle action really gets the bite. So these just, yeah, they're really good. Everything seems to love them. And the way we're working this, it's, I don't know, probably 1.5 meters or 2 meters deep here. I know it comes off a flat, shallower sandbank out there and drops into a channel. So all I'm doing is giving it kind of a little erratic lifts and just letting it fall. And again, watching that line, because that brim just smoked it on the way down. So just keep in contact with your line at all times. This new Expedition's great because of the colour. You can really watch it. Mullet. And with the last just run out tight, there's a lot of weed on top, so we're also trying to get through that as best we can. So yeah, all we've got today, some leader, box full of plastics that I pre-rigged, pair of scissors, some spare jig heads, and then this one I've got just a selection of plastics that I like to use in here. Tidy little bag. Good to go. Chuck it in the back seat of the car, have a rod in there and can pull up anywhere. The best thing about the coastline of Australia is we've got so many of these coastal lagoons and estuaries and lakes that, yeah, there's not one too far away from anywhere, and it's just a great form of fishing, especially to get the kids into. It's pretty easy, and yeah, anyone can do it. Well, no one's touched this bit yet, so hopefully we can pluck a fish out of here somewhere. Another thing that you want to do when you're fishing these real shallow sections is just move slowly. Because if you watch when I'm walking, if I walk really fast, this water that I'm pushing actually goes a long way with the ripples and it scares the fish. Like we've just seen a couple of flathead shoot off because we were walking probably a little bit too fast. If you just slow it down and watch, creep up on them, you'll get more bites. Throwing a new plastic on. Good thing with these Bait Junkies is they're really easy to rig up. So they've all got a rigging line that comes straight out of the packet. It just gives you something to line up when you're putting that hook in. So most people probably know, but the easiest way to do it is just line your jig head up with the plastic, and where the hook point comes out, just sort of visual mark about where it is. Hold the hook like that, jig head like that, rigging line, so feed it in nice and straight, pull it through, and where you remembered your mark, pop the hook tip out, turn it upside down. Yeah, if you miss it a little bit like I just did then, punch it in again. Push it through. Grab the plastic, pull it up, done. Oh, that was something good. Oh! There we go. Oh. Finally got one. Got a bit of weight. It's either a flathead that hasn't woken up yet, or he's buried himself in the weed. I've got a bit of weed. Oh, there he is. Seems splashing on the water. There we go. It's been watching fish feed and they're still going now. Super glassy, all this little bit of weed on top. Prawns tend to hang onto it, so the fish know where the prawns are. That's what we're watching now, and this guy just smashed it and buried me back into the weed, but here he is. It's on a little flick, 1/16 jig head. Perfect little bait fish profile. This guy couldn't resist it. You find with flathead, if the water's a bit dirty, the colours they change. Crazy. When the water's really light and clear, these fish will be a lot lighter in colour. They're the masters of camouflage. Beautiful blue spot in his tail. So yeah, get him back in the water and let him go. Ready? Well, that was a good fish. That was pretty much going to be a sure thing. Big explosion of bait getting smashed by these things. Spewed up a bit of bait too. Yeah, look at that. So spewing up bits of, that actually looks like a little squid or something, but yeah, when you catch these things a lot of the time, because they shake so violently, spewing up bait. But again, those teeth right there, so sharp. I'll let him go. Gone. Yep. There we go. Just the tick of that line, had a little bump. Another flathead. Oh no, it's another species. It's a flounder. There he is. Real savage bite, these things. Really cool fish. Cool colours. Super camouflaged. Got both eyes on top of their head. They sit on the bottom flat like that. Fish going off all around us. And on the underside, you can see all their internals. They're good eating fish too. A lot of people like to eat them, but yeah, no eyes on this side of the fish, both on this side. Go with the grub now. And even though the water is quite dirty for in here, it's still pretty clear. So on days, and now the sun's getting a bit higher, I definitely like a clear, more natural colour. And this one, the bloodworm UV, is definitely a favourite of mine. I just come up towards this drop off now and just put one cast over and straight away. Another flathead. Not a big guy. Still good fun. A bit lighter in colour, this one. If I can get him. Yeah, so I've just got him pretty tight here, just to not get spiked. His spikes, like I said before, here and here. There's a couple more all around, but underneath, not spiky. on top. Just got my thumb on his dorsal fin just to get him out. Oh, there he goes. Another good release. Planned that one. So, if you haven't noticed, because I'm always like scanning around when I'm doing this style of fishing, and a lot of fishing. I'm not sure how many people do it already, but I kind of always keep my finger on my line like that, just so even when I'm looking elsewhere, I might not feel the bite through the rod if it's real subtle, but I feel it on my finger. So I don't know. So yeah, just another little thing, keep in contact with your line. I think another flathead. Yeah, not a bad one. A cool colour. Lots of different coloured flathead today. Getting all sorts. So with these guys, it's quite important to try to keep their head in the water as much as you can. So they love to throw the hook. This one's pretty green. So he's probably going to carry on. Yeah, should have brought a net today, but didn't. If you do get spiked by one of these, an old wives' tale is to rub where you've been spiked on the fish's belly, and I can tell you that it does work. Seem to get spiked a lot. These guys, nice little fish. A bit lighter in colour, a bit more orange this one. There you go, pop that out, straight in the middle. Healthy little fish. Another one. So we're fishing a little bit deeper section now. Obviously we're still standing in shallow water, but fishing a really deep edge and into a deep channel. So really letting that lure sink right to the bottom. Really watching the line, feeling my line. Once it's there, you see the belly go in the line and it goes slack. And then all we're doing is just hop, hop, hop. Wind up the slack again and watch the line. A lot of the fish won't be sitting right out in the middle of the channel, they'll be sitting on the edge. It's going back up and down. Oh, that was a fish then, but he didn't grab it. So we're on the bottom. Now that sun's getting up higher, fishing still real light, even though the water's a bit deeper. So I like to have that natural action. There's a fish right there on the edge. I like to have that natural action swimming down. What's this? Another flathead. So he was sitting right where it goes from shallow down into the deep drop. So feeding on all the bait fish and whatever else is coming off the shallows back into the deeper water. Yep, that one got me. So they're all spitting out whatever they've been feeding on, so it's been a big night of activities. Just let him carry on for a minute. Actually, great tip for the kids, lip grips. Keep forgetting I have them. Straight in the bottom jaw. And he's on there. He's only a little fish, so not too worried about supporting his belly so much because he's only small. But do our best to look after him and unhook him in the water. Might go that way along that drop, and then if the tide does turn, go back through, try to get some whiting. But then I still reckon that where we started this morning will be where the trevs are. But while the sun's up a bit higher, we'll be able to pick them. Oh, yep. Probably another flathead. No, another flathead. Another little flatty. Big whiting getting in here too. Oh, there's fish flashing right there. Oh yeah, they're busting. Oh, there's so many of them. They're just, look at them all there. So loop knot for the slippery dog. Out of the water for it. It's all gone airborne. Yeah. Flats marlin. This one you would not want to get bitten by. I'll do my best. Good fun. Smash that out of the water. Very visual fishing, it's good fun. That thing would be the end of a lot of bait fish, this one. They are nasty. Spewing up, there's the bait he's been eating. Gone. Oh, a little slurp. Nah. Alright. So, just got snipped off again by another tailor. So all we're going to do is just walk down towards the mouth of this system. It's like really shallow. Flick along the way, see if we can spot any whiting, flick in, throw some topwater lures at them. Any deeper holes we'll probably pitch a plastic or two into and see. And we're just going to walk out to the mouth where it meets the ocean and have a little look around the rocks, see if we can catch anything out there. Oh, yep. Oh, jeez. That's big. Oh, you mongrel. That was solid. The grub. No, the minnow. Twisted it up real good. Smashed it. This little brim starting to turn on. Crunch that. Oh, that's a better flatty. Yeah. Well, there he is. Should have got that on. Got that bait junkie down his gob again. So just going to head back in now. The tide's just starting to turn to run back in. So we might go and get some, or try to get some whiting in on the flats. So we'll change up, put a lighter lure back on with the plastic rod, and then we've got the slippery dog tied on the sugar pop. So yeah, go try our luck in there. Little whiting. Little slippery dog. Healthy little guy. Just ponder off now. There we go. Oh, big bust up. Yep. I just saw that one. A little bit of bait get exploded up then. Just change the rod, cast in, and this guy smoked it. Pretty much just going to finish up here today. It's, just after lunchtime now, so had a couple hours of fishing and it's been fun. Got lots of different species. Again, it's really easy for anyone to come and do it. Bring the kids out, bring your partners, and walk around, get outside and enjoy it. Lots of fish today, so you'll see what we have caught and how we've caught them, and we'll give you a rundown of the gear we used, and get out there and enjoy it. So we're just gonna... Alright, so we've just come in from this morning's session. It was really fun. We caught flathead, tailor, flounder, brim, whiting. Ducked out the front to where this estuary runs out. Caught a few more bits and pieces out there. So best thing with this flats fishing is anyone can do it. We'll literally park the cars right here, water's right there. The gear we used today, new TD Black Range we were using. This one's the Sugar Pop, so great for your top water. So we're using a slippery dog on this one. New Dyer Expedition in 8 pound with the new Kicks 2000. It's a great little setup. The next one, which did most of the damage today, was the Drunken Monkey 2. So it's a 2-piece rod with a new Soul HD 2,500. Again, got the 8 pound Expedition braid. And my personal favourite is the little 2.5 inch grub. So that slays pretty much everything that lives in these places. So quick little tip after you're walking the flats, just to give your gear a good wash in fresh water when you get home. Salt air, salt water, splashing up when you're catching and releasing the fish. So give them a rinse, look after your gear and it'll look after you. So great morning. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Get out there and give it a go yourselves. See you later.